All right, I'm here with Francis Kenneth, and you and I actually met at this past Decon. Shout out to Ben and Kai, the whole fam at Decon. Yeah, good group of people that met at this last one. And so I think in the brief time that we've known each other, like I feel like you're like a style icon or maybe like a style blogger, definitely via your platform on Instagram. But for my audience, or if you meeting someone for the first time, like how do you introduce yourself, or what would you say you do?
I mean, I think overall just a hyper creative, so I'm gonna try to dabble with everything. My Instagram, I think, is just a reflection of my style. I've been documenting that for a while, but I think I'm a musician first and foremost. I'm currently at a studio right now. And yeah, man, I mean, from photography, creative direction, styling, whatever the case may be. Like, I just try to do whatever because it's fun. And yeah, I mean, see what I can get into.
Oh man, that's crazy. I do love the world we live in where you can be multifaceted. So this is new for me. So tell me, music is a big root for you? There's a big foundation point?
Yeah, I would say that's like the thing that got me into being a creative, playing music, singing and all that stuff from an early age. And, from there, I think it's turned into all these different avenues. And I've been very lucky with a lot of opportunities, but obviously I couldn't be where I am now without help from people like Janelle. So shout out Janelle.
Yeah, big shout out to Janelle. Hey, you guys already know I did an interview with her. You guys should check that out. She's a connector of people for sure. Big shout out to Janelle. So the music, fashion, it sounds like everything for you. And this is very common with a lot of creatives that I meet. It's like, it's just creating at this point. I mean, we can do a lot of seamless things. I'm interested though, you're in a very specific niche where me being on YouTube and social media, I am actually interested, like, cause you have a pretty massive following on Instagram via the drip, you know what I'm saying? Like via the looks that you're putting out. How does that happen? Like how are you able to amass the following there where people are literally, I mean, I'm on there trying to check, like, you're officially on like one of my trend lists, like, yo.
Hey, appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%. But how did that happen?
So I actually started blogging back in like 2013, 2014, and I didn't really put an emphasis on social media as much because the blog was just like another space for me to get creative, posting my fits, but really just writing about what was going on in my life. And then I just started putting that content and sharing it on Instagram in particular. And I think I had like 700 something followers, and Urban Outfitters hit me up back in 2014 and was like, yo, let's collab. And I did that campaign. They shared my content, and like literally overnight I gained like 2,000 something followers. Wow. And then I started realizing like, okay, like there could be something here. And through networking and just like grinding it out over the last 8 years, just got lucky, I guess, having people support what I do.
That's amazing. And in lieu of that, so me and you have kind of been playing tag back and forth. Right now you have a myriad of projects on your plate. So I mean, I can't even catch up with you, bro, but lay it out for me. Like, what projects are you into right now?
I mean, I'm still doing my own thing, posting fits, creative directing, but my main thing right now, I work for a Web3 entertainment and music company called Defiant. We're in the studio right now recording a decentralized album with a collective of artists and producers, musicians. I got in on a couple records, and yeah, we're here at Record Plant in Hollywood for the month, just kind of trying to grind it out and see what happens. And yeah, other than that, man, like I think just like random projects come up here and there, whether it's like modeling or styling or photography, whatever the case may be. So like I said earlier, it's just a matter of like getting in there and grinding it out. But those are my two biggest things right now, just doing me and this company to find.
Right, and then you describe it as a Web3 company, but right now, so is music kind of the main vehicle for that company?
Yeah, so it started off as a boutique record label. From there, we turned into this, our producer into a virtual artist, and that virtual artist turned into an NFT project. We do Web3 consulting as well. We also build metaverses, so it's everything that you can do in Web3. And I had partnerships, so just making sure that brands, artists, influencers are getting into the space and doing it right, making sure that they focus on community first, their utilities, and yeah, just making sure that they're taken care of.
Dope, amazing. I love that, community first. That's really important. So for anyone that watches my channel, community is such a big thing when they're building a brand. Definitely can't let you go without asking you this question, because with the fits, the fashion, and all of the creativity, you do have a platform. And so obviously my channel centers on a lot of people that are trying to start fashion brands. What word of advice would you give them on anything? I mean, obviously I want to say a lot of my brands, they need help with their Insta feed is bad. So I don't think there's enough curation. I mean, sometimes it's very much an afterthought, but with some of the people, it's like a side hustle. So I understand that, but you have such a specific vantage switch point. But anything that you would relate to someone who's starting a brand, what advice would you give them?
You know what? When it comes to starting a brand, it's not just a matter of like a company with the tangible products, or I guess like in the Web3 space, like an NFT or whatever. But everyone has their own brand. You know what I mean? Like the person that just walked by in the studio is a brand. So really, it's just a matter of like how you want to present yourself and how you want to be perceived. But with regards to brands in particular, and really just anything creative, like you got to do it because you love it. You cannot do it because you want the money, you want the fame, whatever the case may be, because that's going to come and go. You're going to have your ups and downs. But if your heart and mind and your soul is in the right place, like you're going to have the energy to keep this going, regardless of what happens, whatever external factors are affecting your sales, your literally anything, right? So I think that's the biggest thing. And then if I may, I'd say the second thing is just networking. You know what I mean? Like you never know who is who. You never know if that person's going to end up somewhere. So, you know, just whatever you can to help them and add value to them. I mean, I'm a big believer in karma, and that'll come back to you. So I think naturally people will start connecting the dots for you. And then if you do the same, it'll just be a vibe. And again, like I think it's funny because like Janelle keeps coming up, but Janelle is one of those people that just dot connects, and I respect her so much for that. And as a result of my relationship with her, like I've always tried to help connect the dots as well. And so, yeah, I think those two things are the biggest pieces of advice I would give to them. I mean, obviously, like you should have a good product, right? Like that goes without saying.
Yeah.
But it's those intangible sort of drives that'll keep you going long term.
Yes, super dope. Yeah, man, I can't highlight what you said enough. Also, like something interesting is, you know, in this world via past 2020, obviously there's a huge emphasis on virtual and being able to do things not in person, but like you and I met in person, and it's just a different thing. I spoke at an event here in Long Beach 2 weeks ago I was telling you about, and meeting people in person, there's definitely a different energy, right? Like they take my calls or my texts differently because we physically met, and like where in other cases they maybe wouldn't push off the meeting. You know, I mean, I think that, like you said, it's just a vibe when you meet in person as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, at the end of the day, like you got to befriend these people, because when you have that sort of relationship, I feel like they go harder for each other. You know what I mean? Like when it's just a transaction, that's when you sort of lose like the passion, that mutual drive that you're going to have to accomplish whatever goal you're setting. So, I mean, 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10, like anyone that I'm trying to get into business with, you know, I make sure that the vibe is right on a very personal and friendly level, so that, you know, there's longevity to this.
Dope. All right. That's going to be super helpful for my group, for the audience that watches. So obviously we're going to throw up your Instagram. Is there anything that's not, where else should people follow you? And or is there a specific project that you say look out for this? Or if not, just where should people catch up with you?
I mean, honestly, all my socials are going to be at Francis Kenneth, except for TikTok, because I think what happened was I made the TikTok and I forgot the password, and then I hit them up and they're like, yeah, no, we can't help you. So it's at Francis X Kenneth on TikTok. But as far as other projects are concerned, I think I'm going to finally dive into a project that I've been eyeing in launching my own brand. It's going to be very sustainable. It's going to be military inspired with my military background. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Watch out now. All right. You heard it early here. Oh, you you can use this, my platform, at anytime, especially when keep me in mind when you're doing the launch. And we'd have a really good demographic of people that'd be interested in seeing how you launch that, for sure. 100%. So that's good to hear.
Got you. Anytime.
Cool, brother. Thank you for spending the time. And all of you guys, keep up to date with what he's doing via all that social. He got nothing but heat coming to you. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
I appreciate y'all.